Welcome back to some more Mass Effect 3 Legendary Edition. Hope you all are doing well, having a great day, that you had a great week, have a great weekend, do something fun, relaxing. Remember, this is Male Shepard, Paragon, Infiltrator, romanced Ashley in the first one, romanced Miranda in the second one, going to romance Ashley in this one. We got her back on the Normandy after we almost shot each other. There's the light seizure warning, so flashing lights, and also violence with the headshots. You can see their heads explode. Now, we did finish on the Citadel, so we're back on the Normandy, and I'm going to start off with the war terminal. So we're actually over the minimum. We're at 3,800. Oh, I made a mistake. I'll put it in the description of my last video on the Citadel. It's not 150,000, it's 350,000 Batarians died in that upper relay explosion. Okay, so Alien, this we've already got, so there's nothing new there. There's the Batarian fleet. You can just pause and read there. And then, see, as the highest ranking officer left in the hegemony, Balak is now the last Batarian military leader. His leadership, drive, and barely contained fury have galvanized his troops. While Balak bears a deep hatred for the Alliance, he would do anything to save his people and has grudgingly joined forces with humanity to stop the Reapers. Yeah, don't worry, I don't like him either. And then Batarian refugees are rallying around the Pillars of Strength, finding courage in this sacred ancient artifacts recovery. Okay, so this is actually hilarious. Now you can read there, but you get points for this Citadel Defense Force like you've seen through the game, but you only see it after the Citadel attack. Then you can see it in here. So, civilians volunteering at emergency clinics to help to save lives by processing patients, assisting doctors, and taking some of the burden off Citadel's overtaxed medical staff. So, that's the one where you choose either to tell them to join the Alliance or to help the doctors, where the girl is like, but we're not soldiers, and our friend will shoot ourselves in the foot and whatever. So it's that one. I sided with her. They say this one doesn't actually give points, but it is a positive one here, but it's for that Rachel, or but the one with those two, the brother-in-law and the sister-in-law that's like looking after Jake, that we've met from number 1, 2 and 3. Now, warning people on the Citadel to prepare for the war has improved civilian readiness. Commander Shepard restored duty pay to spouses and family and active service people, improving morale on the Citadel. I think that's the Turian that you meet there right in the start with his sorry wife. Con artists exploiting refugees was thrown off the Citadel. Security improved on the docks as a result. That's the one where you walk into Purgatory and the two Turian officers, CSEC officers, are arguing about. It has been easier for people to travel through Asari space to join family and friends on Thessia. The Citadel security improved as a result of the number of refugees leaving the Citadel. So this was right in the start, more or less, when I said I'm gonna be an ass, but where that guy's like, but where's my family supposed to go and stuff, and you're like, well, the docks are overcrowded, leave. So as I say, it's heartless, but in this time it is actually a positive thing. It makes space for other people. Spectre authorization released medical supplies from customs to Horta Memorial Hospital, improving the quality of patient care. So that's one where we talked to the two doctors. Inspector gave CSEC permission to tap into surveillance on private citizens. CSEC used the footage to make several arrests, improving security. CSEC was authorized to train a civilian militia, strengthening their defense forces. Housing was found for students from Grissom Academy too young to work on the Profian device. These gifted teenagers have been helping, however, by dealing with any repetitive problems that can't be delegated to VIs. CSEC, so here's the thing is like I say, is agreeing with the guy that wants to make the militia, the concerned merchant, the cafe owner, agreeing with him, telling CSEC to get the authorization that I gave them to tap the surveillance. And apparently the Volus that convinces the guy to keep his bank open, they have this. CSEC is concentrating on war-related problems and more serious crimes. By focusing resources, the overall security of the Citadel has improved. So if you don't do those, then they're concentrating on small crimes, and then you actually get minus points. After reassurances that keeping money in the bank is critical this one to the war effort, Volus merchants are making donations to relief efforts and defense forces on the Citadel. Schematics recovered by Commander Shepard are helping CSEC easily locate and shut down active turrets left by Cerberus on the Citadel. And schematics of advanced biotic amplifiers from Grissom Academy increase the endurance of the Asari under fire. So my video should be out by now, but this is the one you can't hand this in if you do Grissom Academy after priority to Chanka. But I should have a video up showing the rare conversation you can get with Jack there. Okay, that was one. Let's see. Okay, Alliance 5th Fleet. Some smugglers were surprisingly helpful to the Alliance by finding desperately needed military equipment. That's the one in Purgatory that the woman is so angry with her Turian associate. A pair of entrepreneurs, we've already done that. And the Krogan power grids, yes, already done that as well. And Zeus Hope, we got that report on it, so here you can just read about it. That's actually a pretty cool picture. Okay, and we've got a Asari now. You can just read that quickly. And then there's the Asari science team. Asari 2nd Fleet. Now here you've got a group of Asari mercenaries sent by a matriarch friend of the commander. That's Matriarch Theta. I can never say their name right. Volunteer their services. They'll ride with the 2nd Fleet, deploying to combat zones as required. The 6th Fleet, you can just once again read that, and then okay, that's all of it. And the Destiny Ascension, 70 points. The Asari have repaired and upgraded the Dreadnought shielding and firepower, committing the formidable ship to the fight against the Reapers. Nice. Okay, Crucible. There's only 5 points. I thought it would have been more, but you can just pause and read there. And then there's the update. Dr. Werner found additional schematics useful in the creation of the device. After passing the data on to the Alliance, he added Commander Shepard to the dissertation list of acknowledgement. Yay! Krogan. Okay, this is Commander Shepard's interview with Diana Allers about bringing the Krogan into the Reaper War. Cast the Krogan in a favorable light, which drew even more of the clans to the Alliance Forces banner. Yes! Solarians. So Major Curie we already, but we've got the 3rd Fleet now as well. And then Turians, we've got the 6th Fleet. There's nothing there, so the 6th Fleet, you can just pause and read there, and the 7th Fleet, and crates of dextro amino acid medigel have been shipped onto this out to the Turian 7th Fleet. This resupply will help Turian medics treat potentially fatal wounds, recovering the legendary banner of... Okay, that one we've done already. Okay, so that's that finally. Woohoo! But if you're having fun with me, enjoying the game, the videos, and you haven't yet, remember to subscribe, enable notifications, that bell button so you know when I post. Hit a like, let me know that you like the videos, and you can always leave me a comment. Make a suggestion for what's next, or just ask if there's a game that you want to see. Just tell me something about the game.
Goddamn Cerberus bastards. And Udina too. Son of a bitch.
That's crap. Medina made a deal with the devil. He got what he deserved.
Commander, I've got a lead on something interesting. Have you got a minute?
Just more and more quests.
Commander, I found something you need to see.
What have you got?
A group of Cerberus scientists cut ties and fled. Perhaps they finally realized they were on the wrong side. We don't know what they were researching, but they were among the Elusive Man's top scientists. They could help build the Crucible.
If we can trust them.
Maybe we could recruit them. Lots of Cerberus people think they're doing the right thing. I know I did.
And you were right, Commander. Whatever crimes Cerberus is committing now, I was on Horizon when the Collectors attacked.
Really?
You'll recall I mentioned growing up in the Terminus systems. I was visiting my family at home. While the Alliance was running studies, you were saving me and my family.
Has the Alliance tried to make contact with the scientists?
They've been unable to find them, but they're searching. As is Cerberus. I've been monitoring Cerberus communications. I've charted signal frequency from various Cerberus cells by location and cross-referenced known ship movements.
You found them?
I believe so, yes.
Nice work. Put it on the map and I'll give it a look.
It's on the map now, Commander. Thanks.
Okay, cool. Oh, is there... We do have Codex.
Jelix, the second planet in the Arise system, is a marginally habitable world of mountains and ice. The planet was turned into a human penal colony upon its discovery in 2161. But its prison shut in 2179 after racking up the worst safety records in the system's alliance. Lawsuits are still in the courts. Shortly after the closure of the prisons, a handful of intergalactic corporations moved in to set up mines, supply depots, and other facilities on the planet.
And there you can just read about the Cerberus. Cool. Okay, cool. Short and sweet. And as you see, we've just got more and more stuff.
Commander?
Damn, I could really use something to shoot right now.
Well, that's random.
So Cerberus wanted to go into politics, huh? Nice job shutting those assholes down.
Didn't you used to work for those assholes? Something about leather seats?
I worked for Cerberus when they were vigilantes helping the helpless. Now they're a little too mainstream. And evil. The important thing is that you kicked their asses. And also that Ash aced the don't shoot your commander portion of the Normandy reinstatement test.
Forget about Ash. Be nice.
Go easy on Ash. She's been through a lot.
Yeah, like drawing a gun on a superior officer, nearly getting the council killed. That's not gonna look good on the yearly performance review.
I like that part about the leather seats.
Commander,
Okay, so I think we might have a conversation with Edie here concerning one of her choices things. It's for after Tachanka, but this is, if you remember, she was in the AI core previously, so...
Hello, Shepard.
What's on your mind, Edie?
The destruction of the Reaper on Tachanka. It is rare for a technologically superior force to be destroyed by an inferior one.
yeah, so now all we need is a gun that fires Thresher Maws.
That was a joke.
I'm sorry, Shepard. I was contemplating. The Reapers are more fallible than they proclaim. Despite its best efforts, the one on Tachanka was destroyed by a worm. This has caused me to reassess the probable period of time before I am non-functional.
You're worried about dying?
In a sense. My processing power is consumed with calculations to help us combat the Reapers. But I can run those scenarios with the rest of the crew. May I ask you another question that troubled Jeff?
Here we go again.
What is the purpose of synthetic life?
I like that. Like, first off, like a gun that fires pressure walls, that's hilarious. Also that the Reaper was defeated by a worm. And then there's like, Joker's right there, like, can you answer the question, Joker, courteously? He's just like, well, I'm right here. Here we go again. The job it was designed for, whatever it wants. It's the same as human life for me, or what do they call it? Biological, or...
It's not that different from organic life. A free-willed synthetic chooses what it wants.
But the purpose of organic life is to preserve itself long enough to replicate copies of its genes in succeeding generations. My purpose is not so clear. The other successful synthetic life forms that I have examined for comparison are the Geth and the Reapers.
So, like you said, they're organics. But that's not all there is to it, and I like this. Don't think like a Reaper. There's more to organics. It's not just like passing on our genes.
Reproduction isn't all there is. We find meaning in the work we do, good deeds we accomplish, love.
I see. I will search my files on the biographies of humans to see if prominent figures follow the pattern you suggest. It appears many humans did in fact do so.
That was quick. Gotta love quantum computing.
Shepard, I will alter my processing power to give priority to your stated goals. Duty, altruism, love.
Wait, you're just gonna turn yourself good? Can you do that?
It should take some time. If I have further questions, I will speak with you again. Thank you.
I like these ones.
Are you and Ashley okay? The last time she saw that body, it wasn't exactly pleasant.
I have informed her of the situation. She is taking it well.
Good.
Hello, Shepard.
I wonder how well she is taking it.
Commander, Dr. Chakwas sent word that she'd like to speak with you down in the medbay.
Cool. Everyone just wants a piece of me. Okay. Holy crap. Okay, game night. From Samantha Trainer. Commander, thanks for taking the time to speak with the civilian. I'd love to see how Commander Shepard kills time between missions. Why don't you give me a call if you'd like to grab drinks in your cabin? I promise a night of fun and games. Trainer. Met some old friends at Citadel Memorial. Wow, from Lieutenant Steve Cortez, Shepard. After you later left the refugee memorial, I met on an old friend who was helping out colonists with logistics. She and her buddies are ex-Alliance pilots, damn good ones, who left the service to build a life on the frontier. They're homeless now, and when I told them about the forces being collected, they were eager to join. I've attached their contact information to forward to Hackett. Hopefully they can help. Thanks again for helping me through this. I'm feeling good. I think maybe I'll hit Purgatory next trip to the Citadel. Want to join me for some drinks? Okay. Well, that's cool. So now you get some more war assets. Changing my identity was good advice. Once again, you saved my life. After we last spoke, I overheard some refugees mention Cerberus. Then they said my name. I freaked out until I recognized their voices. Close friends of mine who've defected, in disguise and on the run, just like me. They are talented engineers, Shepard, who could help with the war effort. I've attached contact information to forward to whoever could use their help. You can trust them. Missing you, Kelly Chambers. Oh my Kelly. Okay, Citadel interview, your cabin. The networks are going wall to wall with coverage of the attack on Citadel. Everyone's asking questions about Udina's death. Can I get an hour or so with you to talk about what happened? I'm thinking your cabin rather than the conference room so we don't get interrupted. I heard you knew the counselor personally. If you need some time alone or don't want to talk about it, just say the word. She's pretty accommodating. Meet me at the bar from Jack. See, that's what I mean. It's now you've got the message. If you have talked to her, that would have been a little bit weird. The students are kicking ass and taking names. They're keeping them on a short rotation so they don't burn out. So we end up with lots of shore leave. Next time you hit the Citadel, come by Purgatory. I'll be there if I'm not blowing shit up in the field. Okay, Elysium, an evacuation shuttle nearly... Oh, this is a nice one, I think. Elysium, an evacuation shuttle nearly destroyed as it attempted to escape the Reaper-occupied colony of Elysium was reportedly saved after a lone biotic worker intervened. The shuttle was carrying children who drew high numbers on the colony's evacuation lottery, meaning they were not eligible to board the first wave of shuttles leaving the planet. Their shuttle was saved when the biotic, identified by authorities as Arish, I'm not going to say that surname, but if you remember, Arish is the one that was on Pragia with Jack and on her loyalty mission in number 2, and if you save his life then you get this. If you don't, then you don't get this. I don't know if there's another report that's different. Engaged Reaper forces that were preventing it from taking off, had a history of drug abuse and criminal activity, and claimed to have survived a Cerberus camp on Pragia as a child. Witnesses said he killed several dozen Reaper creatures before he was overwhelmed, providing the shuttle just enough time to fly clear. Oh my word, just so much. Ernot Bakara, hope lives. Commander, I'm writing you from the Kelpic Valley on Tuchanka. I wish you were here to see this. I'm watching Krogan pour in from across our entire planet, so many of them that I've lost count. They've all heard the news. We are finally free. The age of suffering is over. Never again will Krogan be afraid to give birth. Never again will they fear the pain and heartache that it might bring. While I don't know what fate ultimately has in store for my people, I can promise you your decision to believe in us will not be in vain. We will fight the Reapers for more than glory. We will fight them because we know there is a future for us after victory. The rest of my life will be devoted to traveling to Chanka and speaking aloud the words no Krogan has heard for nearly 2,000 years. There is a reason to hope. This I owe to you, Commander. This I will never forget. That's cool. Oh my word. Adrian Victus, Commander Shepard. Cerberus must just ambush a Turian cruiser full of high-ranking hierarchy officials. The cruiser managed to escape, but its location was top secret. Cerberus couldn't have located that ship without inside information, and the only other person who knew the cruiser's position was Volus Ambassador Din Korlak. I've heard ugly rumors of a bounty out for his head. My advisors insist I can't bring these accusations against Korlak myself. I admit they're right. The Turian and Volus economies are tightly intertwined, and now isn't the time for the political crisis that would result. But the security of our fleets is at stake. I ask that you investigate Korlak in your capacity as a Spectre and find out if he is indeed a Cerberus mole. I forwarded information on his last known location to the Spectre office on the Citadel. Regards, Primarch Victus. My word. Got a minute from James Vega. Hey Commander, just wondered if you've got some time in the near future. Nothing critical, just wanted to chat. Vega. Kyling's dossier. Okay, this you can read on your own. Okay, this is the DLC, and I'm probably going to leave it for last until right to the end of the mission or the main story. Commander Shepard, I'm ordering the Normandy into dry dock on the Citadel for much needed repairs. She's seen a lot of action lately and needs a little TLC. Okay, so there you can just pause and read that again. Okay, that is it. Finally! Okay, and as you see, quests, war assets, and everything else. Okay, Shadow Bay.
Shepard, thanks again for being there at the refugee memorial. I feel better. Everything's so much clearer now.
Glad I could help.
Never thought I'd be doing a combat drop onto the Citadel. I can't believe Udina. Great example to the other races, huh? I appreciate you checking in on me. Good to see you, Commander.
Hey, Commander. I knew Udina was a dirty bastard, but I never would have guessed he was that rotten. This whole war is loco. I mean, can't they all see how we need to work together?
When people are scared, they're slow to trust.
Sure, but... what's the point? Look, just so you know, I've got a new shoot first, ask questions later policy when it comes to politicians.
Fair enough.
I agree with him there.
Hey.
That was a little bit of a conversation, but is that it?
Hey.
Okay. She should say that she just wants to talk to you in your room.
Breaking now, the Citadel in flames. A brazen attack by Cerberus repelled by CSEC. Alliance Marines explain the Council fleet's delayed response. We speak with the brave men and women who fought the good fight in the battle space. Commander, I've got some questions about the coup, but I'm online with my producer right now. Can we set up an interview in your cabin?
Okie dokie. We've actually reached the end of their conversations for the
All
moment.
propulsion systems are running optimal.
Commander, did you find a thermal pipe on your last trip to the Citadel?
Okay, and Garrus is right here.
Shepard. Hell of a day. Udina loses his mind, the Citadel almost falls, and you almost had to put down a friend.
Got a little tense there.
If it had come down to it, could you have pulled the trigger?
I probably could have, but I'm gonna say no.
I don't see how. We start killing our friends, and war turns into murder.
But it doesn't always give us the easy way out, does it? At least Ash didn't have to join Caden.
Let's hope he's looking out for us. This was his fight, too.
Good to have Ash back. We can always use a friendly gun. Good to have Ash back. We can always use a friendly gun.
There's Fane right at the bottom as well. Ash isn't this side, I think, but I'll probably go to her last and then to the cabin. Remember to feed your fish.
Per your orders, I have the latest reports on the Council, Doctor. Their security is in disarray, but it would still be weeks before we could attempt to position any agents in their personal staff.
And it's far too risky after Udina's coup. Postpone those deployments.
At once.
Interesting. Nothing here.
Hello, Shepard. Hello, Shepard.
Hello.
May I speak with you, Commander? Commander, an opportunity has come to my attention that may interest you.
What's going on, Doctor?
Refugees arrived at the Citadel recently in possession of military-grade medical supplies and equipment. In reviewing our inventories, I determined we have an excess of medical supplies to treat contagion, exposure, and malnutrition.
They're equipped to help injured soldiers, and we have supplies to help suffering refugees?
Precisely. Perhaps you could ply your charms to broker a trade.
Isn't this something you could do yourself?
War profiteering is running rampant, and these refugees are wary of the Alliance military. They didn't trust me. But you are Commander Shepard, the hero. You could persuade them.
I'll find the refugees as soon as I can.
Speak with Tactus. Many of the refugees near the Citadel docks look to him for leadership. Thank you, Commander. With access to their equipment and materials, I believe I could increase the effectiveness of our Medigel. It would help all involved if you could barter a trade of medical supplies with the Citadel refugees. Speak to Tactus. You should be able to find him here.
That sounds like a good one. I like it. Trading for what we've got access and they've got needs, so trading what we need.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
This drives me insane.
Good to
They
see
did
you.
a real bad job with like Ashley and Kaden, but I think especially with Ashley, it's like she's from number one, and
Good to see you.
it's like they did a really bad job with her. Like they didn't really want her back in the game. Okay, so unfortunately you can't choose the order, so intercom, and then they just go as the game decides.
Trainer, if you're not doing anything, I've got a few hours free. Would you like to come up?
Your cabin is gorgeous. I've seen apartments smaller than this. Well, Commander, ready to play?
Play.
I picked up a chessboard on the Citadel. GUI interface, not nearly as nice as real pieces, but this takes up less space. And I recall you delivered something that closely resembled a challenge. So, interested?
That's it. I have a bad feeling.
This is a trap, isn't it?
I'm just a simple lab scientist, Commander. I'm sure your real-world expertise will give you an edge. Ha!
Oh, come on.
My word, Commander. It's almost as though you wanted to spare your pawns the indignity of living under my regime.
In real life, that tactic would have worked.
Well, in real life, one doesn't move on an 8x8 square grid.
You know what I mean. The pawns are infantry. A good infantry line, like the Krogan, can take a charge like that.
That reminds me of a joke. What's the difference between Commander Shepard and a Krogan? One is an unstoppable juggernaut of head-butting destruction.
And the other doesn't have a smart-ass comm officer to keep him in line.
Ooh, that's even better than the number of testicles punchline.
I'm glad you didn't run back to the lab, Trainer.
Thanks. So, rematch?
Hell yes.
Okay, that other one was a little bit loud. This is a little bit better. Also, I think if I have said that's it, that the bottom one where the renegade is, then she might have gone for the shower, but the shower is more for the female Shepard. It's actually like a romance scene if you want to go for Trainer. Otherwise, it's kind of like silly. She does the shower and then you play the chess match anyways.
Trainer, can you send Diana up? She wanted an interview.
Right away, Commander.
Ready for a chat, Commander?
I'm ready.
Commander, it's no secret that Council Space has suffered some serious losses to the Reapers lately. Now Cerberus has struck directly at the seat of our government. If something as small as a human terrorist organization can hit the Citadel, is anywhere safe?
Cerberus has limited resources. This coup attempt was likely the best they could do, and it cost them a lot of money and troops. A little fear is understandable, but it can't paralyze you. They've failed as many times as they've succeeded.
But humanity has lost its counselor. The Alliance Parliament is destroyed, and the Prime Minister's dead. The line of succession is getting pretty short. How long do you expect any new Alliance administration to last?
Leaders will rise. You can't lose hope. Our enemies won't rest until they've taken the last human being. Until then, we're not beaten. Right now, it's everyone's duty to step up.
All right. Now a question from Thessia. Commander, during your tribunal, some said you had Cerberus ties. Thanks for your time, Commander. This is Diana Allers for Battlespace. Good night, and stay strong. Be careful, Commander. You keep feeding me like this, and I'll follow you home.
So as you hear this, she's also a flirt, but I think she's more or less like Kelly. I think she doesn't count as a romance, just a flirt option. I think you can do something with her, but I'm not really interested in her. And Ashley is on the ship right now.
I think we're just fine in front of the camera.
Oh, did you think? Of course you did. Me and my big mouth. I'd better get out of here before I send another wrong signal. See ya, Commander.
I'm not that good at picking up signals, but that was like a clear flirt. But okay. And then lastly, I think James.
James, I've got some time if you want to talk privately.
On my way. Hey man, how's it going?
Good, James. You?
Good, good. Wow. So this is what I can look forward to when I get my own command.
You want your own ship, Vega?
Yeah, maybe one day. When I'm old and I can't fight worth shit anymore.
You just come up here to make fun of your commander?
Sorry, Loco. I guess maybe I got some things on my mind. I wanted to get your opinion on something.
Shoot.
What did you do when they asked you to join the N7 program? I mean, was it a no-brainer for you, or did you think about it before accepting?
So you can just choose what you want. I would thought about it.
The N7 program is a big deal, but it's also a big commitment.
I hear that.
You get the best training, best equipment, Best assignments?
And they expect the best in return.
Yes, they do. Why you asking?
Well, even all the shit that's going on, somebody somewhere managed to track me down and forward an N7 commendation. It's dated the same day the Reapers attacked Earth.
You don't sound too thrilled.
Well, aside from the fact that there won't be an N7 program if we don't win this war, being a soldier's the only thing I've ever been really good at. And not 'cause I try. Hell, I'd have kicked my ass out years ago. Last time I had a command, I lost almost everyone, and they promoted me for it. I guess I'm just not sure if I'm ready to lead again. I don't know if I want that responsibility.
You mentioned that before. What went wrong?
What didn't go wrong? We were out on patrol, checking on some strange readings, and the collectors hit. But they hit the colony first. By the time we got back, most of the colonists had been subdued or abducted, including our CO, Captain Tony.
So you were in charge?
Yeah. We laid low for a bit, waiting for a chance to strike, but before we could, we were betrayed. One of the colonists turned out to be a Cerberus spy working with the collectors. I had no choice. I killed him and destroyed the collector ship. But it got ugly. We lost most of the colonists and all but one of my squad. Not exactly a textbook operation.
Soldiers are expendable.
You can't blame yourself for being put in a tough situation. And if you were promoted, then something must have gone right.
Sure, but...
If you'd saved them all, would things have worked out better?
I don't know. I don't think so.
The right choice is usually not the easy one.
Yeah. Did you know that before you joined the N7?
Yeah. That's why I was asked. And it's why they asked you. There's not a single N7 that hasn't sacrificed, either themselves or their soldiers at some point.
So you think I should accept?
I'm gonna say hell yeah. You can say that's up to you if you want.
Assuming we survive this, that's a no-brainer. You're a damn good soldier, Vega. Don't waste that opportunity.
I'll think about it. Seriously. If you don't mind, maybe don't mention this to anyone else.
Of course not.
Gracias. Well, I think I better get back to the hangar. Things here, it's a little too soft for me.
The bed's a lot harder than it looks.
I'll take your word for it. Thanks again, Loco.
Anytime.
Okay, that line about the bed being hard is a little bit out of line. It fits more with the female Shepard because she and Vega flirt all the way. Nothing happens with it, but they flirt all the way through the thing. That's it. So I like that armor for her. You can see it gives shields. And then we've got disappearance. I hate those eye things. This one gives weapon damage. So that's just a white version of what she normally wears. Power recharge speed. And there's that. That's fine for... I'm not a huge fan of that look. It looks cool and everything. It's just I prefer this. This one gives weapon damage as well.
Commander.
I could have sworn I looked. Okay, we can quickly talk to Anderson apparently.
Shepard. I was hoping you'd check in again.
You okay?
Been putting my old academy training to use. Organizing the resistance. You know, you've got quite a fan club back here. Any news we hear about the Normandy, Gives hope to the guys in the trenches.
I know what that's like, fighting in the dark. I'm glad we're making a difference.
It's more than that. A lot of these people have never held a gun in their life. When they heard that you managed to get the Torians and Krogan to cooperate, that was a shot in the arm, Shepard. Of the one thing we're in short supply around here, faith. That any of us will live to see another day.
How bad is it?
It could be worse, but not much.
Can you still coordinate any kind of counterattack?
We're hitting the Reapers every chance we get. Mostly guerrilla-style hit-and-runs, but it's not enough. It's time we started focusing our efforts.
Where?
London. Something big is happening there. Our networks in the UK say the Reapers have arrived in huge numbers.
I don't like the sound of that. Any more details?
No. And that scares the hell out of me.
Well, the Crucible will scare the hell out of the Reapers.
We're counting on it. Oh, and Shepard, I meant what I said earlier about Kai Lang. The Reapers may seem like our biggest threat, but take it from me. Lang is a vicious bastard. Don't underestimate him.
Noted.
Then I'll let you get back to it. We need whatever good news you can send our way. Anderson out.
Cool. Let's quickly see these new war assets as well. We've got that. We've got that one. Commander Shepard's interview with Diana Allers about the attempted takeover of the Citadel noted Cerberus' tactical missteps, which improved the morale of Alliance ground forces. Cool. Okay, there's the rogue fighters that Cortez got us. Just pause and read there. And ex-Cerberus. There's an engineers that Kelly Chambers got us.
Commander.
If I really wanted to, I could just go back to the Citadel and complete all the quests on there. But I am going for investigate the Asari colony. There's a lot of places to explore now, new. But I'll do that in another video. This one, let's go there.
I found something.
Okay, I'll get this one when we're done. Let's go there.
Signal confirmed.
Okay, you can just pause and read again. Yeah, that's everything in here. I don't think there's anything else in here. As you see, there's no Reaper thing when you scan, so... Okay, so that is where I'm going to end the video. This was a lot of fun, interesting. I enjoyed exploring the Normandy, meeting everyone again. Like I say, Ashley is a real disappointment in here, but we'll see if it gets a little bit better. She does have some conversation at least. And then we'll do this mission next time. So like I say, have a great weekend, do something fun, relaxing, hang with friends, family, and then see you in the next video.